I've been discussing to myself about one of the parts of the system that I built with called the sides. And after thinking about it, it actually returned back to the same argument of, is it necessary for the data to save the side as part of the data? No. Is it easier to organize the data? Yes. Keep it. Alright. So after thinking about that for like, I need to reduce the number of times I say the word wasting. Seriously. I'm a very negative person and I need to change that. Negativity is good in design, but not as a lifestyle. I need to reduce that a little bit. So, God, I forgot what I was going to say. I decided to keep the sides because they will help me to organize the data and see less data in the list whenever I want. I imagine I made up a scenario in my head that if I have a huge team of 5, 6, 7 guys, wow, that's my, what do you call it? My maximum imagination of success, to have a huge team of 7 guys. There's a word in English for that, but even in Arabic I cannot get it in my head. Anyway. Yeah, I'm thinking about that word. Anyway. I imagine a scenario that we are going to make a semi 3D game like all days, but it is 2D. Why you're doing that, I don't know, but it has its own value, you know, to present the stuff. That's why the abstract type of animation or abstract type of not animation, drawing, the art itself is still living. It's just a style. And if we are going to make a 32 side 2D and half animation, and I want to organize all the animations for walking in the 32 side, yeah, that won't be nice. Actually, one of the main reasons why I kept playing Ragnarok online for a very long time is just I like the 2D style. It's much more fun than the 3D. I don't know. So I was imagining, yes, so let's have an action for walking right, walking angle, or the side 2, side 3, side 4, side 5, side 6, side 7, side 8, side... That's not fun. Especially when you're going to combine stuff like walking side 1, jumping side 1, shooting side 1 on an angle of side 3. Not good at all. So you don't want to see all kinds of these conditions. You want to keep the condition as it is, but change the side. So that's the story. So why couldn't I come up with that in 5 minutes? I don't know, because I was thinking about all kinds of scenarios. I checked the code over and over, and yeah, I didn't draw anything on the notebook. That's weird. I usually do whenever I'm stuck. So we want to change the system to support sides all of a sudden. So the equipment is the same, it didn't change. So the hash set equipment will stay. The condition didn't change, so it will stay. Whereas the difference is the animation and this thing. So what we are going to do, this is a little bit annoying. We need another layer or hierarchy in the object-oriented. This is one of the main reasons why a lot of people are against object orientation, is the mess. The mess of the enclosing, or not enclosing, You know what I'm trying to say. Encapsulation. Um, it can go really deep and really wacky, but it's just an organization tool, you know. You can use it, you can leave it. The whole game can be made without the whole mess, but this is the whole purpose of object orientation. Yeah, a lot of people take it as the new rad thing, the new cool thing, and I'm not 100% against them. There's some wisdom in saying don't make an explosion of objects, but at the same time, you cannot just delete the whole thing because you can do something faster. Faster doesn't mean more organized. So yeah. Um, so this thing have the hash set of the equipment set, and this thing live in the action condition in here, and this thing has the action. You see what I mean? This is the problem with OOP. One of the main problems, if you ask me. But tell me a better way to make an engine for that, and then I will follow. Maybe, maybe not. I never imagined I will do this mess before. I used to move the classes and make them in one file to decrease the look, the messy look. But I discovered it looks stupid after you collect 7, 8 big classes in the same file. The only reason I put the struct in here, because this is a struct, you can consider it as a variable, if you ask me. I mean, or an inner class, a private class. So anyhow, I might add an inner class in here, same as the struct. Actually, I can even call it a struct. That would make even more sense, actually. So let's make another struct. I never ever used struct before. I tried to make struct and I found it's not that necessary. And actually, I have a class that I can change into struct. It's called by point class. And I can change into a struct now, after I became more familiar what the heck is the difference between the two. Because a lot of fancy guys were like totally against struct because they didn't like it, or they have good point, or I don't know. But the people who were against them and arguing the stuff weren't better. They were, no, no, you must use struct. AR faster. It's just all that anger. It made the struct name look really bad. And I wish if people just not take things black and white like that. Actually, I believe I can make this one private too. Let's just keep it public, okay? The problem is if I make it protected internal or not public, some inheritance issues might fire up. So let's keep it public. So this object will represent only a side. One side for the result animation. So let's call it OS. That's really confusing. One side result animation. And this guy will have these. I might leave the recursive more general. Now this is yeah, yeah. Yeah, I need this guy out. It's kind of sad, but so these animations depends on the different sides can be reversed vertically or playing the animation itself or horizontally. So let's see. Yeah, and one of the body part in this system, you can make the character on purpose walking backward while he's looking like to the right, but he's walking to the left. So I can make some control binding to do a certain action that play that animation reverse and play. I can do that, and every time I see something like this in my system, I feel good. I really feel good. It's just like, yeah, the system is proud enough to do these stuff that sometimes people, when they use other kind of game engines, don't have the opportunity to do that, I guess. Well, hopefully Unity and Unreal Engine are so open that can do these stuffs, hopefully. Because they are huge engines, and actually they are dealing with 3D, so it's totally different anyway. Let me think for a second. The result animation, let's deal with that later. Let's take it one by one. I usually end the thing with AR instead of S to make it clearer. This is a set. It's just naming convention for myself. But this is not the naming convention for this language. Screw that. It's my own naming convention, and I'm the only one who's working on this project. Whenever I start in a team, I ask them this question: do you want to have any laws or rules for naming conventions? And all of them, nah, no, nee, we don't need that, da 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 da, blah blah blah. Everyone will write his own way. It's obvious. And when we submit the code, everyone just complain. Your code is unreadable. You're using non-conventional ways to name the names and stuff. And just, I warn you, not warn you. So actually, I warned them once that will happen. It happened. It just, and sometimes they don't show that, but evaluate you lower just because they didn't like your code, even though their code have no indentation at all, zero. I mean, you see them, some of them the indentation here and this one in here, and I'm not kidding. Some of the lines in the beginning of the line, some of the and you can tell exactly where did they copy some of the code from the online. When you see it's totally different in the way of writing the functions, in the way of writing the indentation, the spacing, and just God. And sometimes of the issues is coming from copying the code from different editors that have different rules for spacing, and sometimes between the words you see 2 or 3 spaces. It's so screwed up, and then they're making fun of my indentation and they don't like the code. And so yeah, if you're going to, I'm assuming making fun of the names in here, they are, well, I don't know what to say. Actually, I just said exactly what I want to say. You will see much worse. So in here, we don't have these yet. So let's the easiest fix ever, so I can focus on the other issues, is to comment them out. And take a look on here. And here I believe is because this one is bigger than this one in accessibility, and he doesn't like that. Yeah, one of these issues in OOP, when you inherit or you take part of the things and they have less access than the general thing, it can go cuckoo. It's just like, I don't like that. Well, what do you want me to do? You see, because this one is public and this one is protected and these ones are protected, he's not happy with that. I can solve it by making this one protected, but then this one is used in the public one. Yeah, one of the safetiest way to do the code so you don't screw yourself up by yourself is not using public and using private instead. And the other reason is when other part of codes, people use your part as like my engine. Imagine if I distribute my engine as a DLL or whatever, and they can use it as, or a namespace, and they use it to build game about it, and I don't want them to play with the code inside it. So I make them more protected, but I'm not good at that. Let me honest with that. And I don't think a lot of people are good at that. Let's be more honest with that. And it will screw up a lot of my parts of my code. I didn't know that, like this example, you cannot use part of the least accessible inside part of the classes or namespaces that more accessible. It's just annoying like hell. Let's focus on the given task. I should actually type that on a paper and stick it on my screen. So this one is general, but these ones depends on the side. And now every time you add only the animation results. Every time you add the animation result, it requires this one. Side position, CV. Did I take it as a request or as a request? As a requirement? What's wrong with my English? No, I didn't add that requirement yet because I wasn't sure 100% what's going on. So it will be only a requirement in here. So let's do it. Let's do it. Now we need to add animations list to this thing, but this is not the problem. These animations might have some kinds of types. This is one of the ideas that I was going to do, but it seems I'm going to take it out, to be honest. Instead, I might give it a tag, and based on that tag, I might do different things based on the engine. I don't know if this is a very bad idea or not. So what I was thinking to do the following. You see, in here depends on a list of active actions and equipments. You get different animation results. It says. Actually, you get different result. But actually, the system, the hardcode system. Let me edit this picture. I'm sorry, I'm not saying what I'm thinking. The system will make a list of animations and data actually. And I'm not sure about this data yet. So let's say tags. And the system, the hardcore system, will decide what kind of animation should it play based on did I just delete the whole box in here? I apologize once again to make you a part of this joke. I usually do that a lot in design, especially when I do PowerPoint actually, to describe to myself what am I doing and what am I talking about when I used to be in university. And I took that habit since. So as I said, one of the things I was thinking to do is make different percentage for each animation. What does that mean? That's imagine if you have 5 idle animation that the character play, 5 different poses animation when the character left alone. Like if the character is idle and he doesn't do anything and he start looking at the screen, and after some time passed, some of the games have a sequence of animations. Like at first he will do the first animation, and after another 10 seconds he do another the second animation. After 10 seconds, if you didn't move, he play a third different animation. So this is totally coded inside the game. And I was thinking to support that by giving it a percentage to each one of them. And instead, I'm thinking about putting tags and say, for example, 10B in the tag. And the engine understand what does the 10B. That means 10% you will play this animation. What if there are 3 animations and if the 3 of them have only 10B, then I screwed up because I didn't make the system protect itself from this bullshit. So this is one of the issues that I was like, let's not put it as a general box, because if the user didn't put or use it 100% equally, or maybe he said, oh, this animation played 50% and this one 50% and this one by 50%, and the angel look at it and just says, what do you mean? That doesn't make sense too. So I'm not 100% sure, as always, in all cases, what kind of data do I want to give myself in here? Another idea was to use the trans animation, and that idea, well, didn't get that much of support, I guess. But I'm still think it's a very cool idea, and I want to do it in my own game sooner or later. So I want to keep these kinds of complicated ideas abstract in here. No, I'm not going to use the damn script for that. It doesn't make sense. So I'm thinking to use a tag in here. I'm thinking to use a tag. No, not double tag, not a list of tags, just a tag. That's the problem. What if you want to use more than one tag? And here comes the bomb, just like God. So yeah. Because most of the time you have only actually one animation, most of the time. If you fire, you have one animation. Melee attack, one animation. Walking, one animation. Jumping, one animation. But you say, what if he run and jump, or stand still and jump, and walk and jump? Actually, these have different action conditions, so they still have one animation. What if he have different equipments? Actually, that's different animation. So this result thing will really rarely use. Actually, the only ideas I have for the more than one animation in here is two cases. The first case is when the character is idle. I know this sounds funny. And the second condition, or the second idea is when you have a game that every time you do an attack, it might have 3 different animations to make it look more varied. And that system doesn't support combos, because if you have combos on different animation for attacks, that will look weird. So that's the only cases, and both of them doesn't represent a huge part of the game system. So you see, taking these decisions take a lot of time. I'm talking to the camera now, and more than 8 minutes passed just talking about what am I going to do. Should I add a tag? Should I add a percentage? And this is one of the issues, is over design. Yes, this is an issue. No, this is not the issue in here. The issue in here, does it deserve the place? Is it over design? Is it like adding too much data that's not required at all? So I believe I should keep different animations. You never know when you need them, and these two cases, having different animations for the same action to give variety to the game, so it doesn't look boring, especially in RPG games, old RPG games. Casting the spell, and some of them go so far that using item, casting the spell, and attacking have the same animation. Some of them go that far. It's just like, I don't know, it's make the game a little bit more repetitive in the animation side, and become more boring at time if the game is not interesting in the first place. But I'm not going to keep this one, nor this one. And instead, oh my god, I don't want to delete the whole tab. Are you crazy? I'll replace them with a tag. Yeah, he don't want to delete the whole tab, so I start crying or something. What have I done? I clicked on something and it generated code all of a sudden. I'm sorry, I clicked on, I believe, backslash or something, or insert instead of backslash space, and for some reason generated code. Were I that nervous? Damn. I don't want to delete the tab and screwed up the Visual Studio, and one of the times I done something silly in there and it crashed actually, and I don't want that to happen again. It was in a very old Visual Net Studio, it wasn't in a new one. So we will change this name and call it tag, and these tags are mysterious creatures. Wow, this guy doesn't have a name yet. Yeah, I didn't program this part yet. This one, nor this one. And these guys, actually I'm thinking to make it accept multiple lines, but let's keep it like this. Um, Maybe it should have longer tab actually. Um, Move, damn it. Give me a second. Here. Yeah, one of the things that I learned from the English class is to reduce the usage of vague words. I'm not good in grammar. Like, I believe it's called pronouns, like that and this and those, and vague keywords like tag. Give it more, you know, oomph. Give it more oomph. Anyway, so it's the result animation tag. So let's go to here. Why cannot I make these protected internal again? I have no clue. No, seriously, why cannot I use protected internal inside the struct? I have no clue. And last thing that we have, no, actually, God. God, seriously. Give me a freaking second. Give me a freaking second. We have more than one tag for each animation. And the tags are not unique. So give me a freaking second. Do I need to encapsulate that again? Wow, just, ooh, Jesus. No, please, no. Well, the animations are strings too. I have a weird idea. Let me do this. Actually, the whole thing need a tag, and each animation need a tag. this is start become a little bit awkward, and no, I won't apologize for that this time. So this tag is the side tag, and now we need to make another capsulate. I know. I need to be a little bit. Do you know what? The best way to use this is, yeah. Instead of capsulate, I'll use dictionary. Poor dictionary. It will hate itself so much because how much I abuse it. This is a very confusing name. So this is just one result. And the other string is the tag. Why am I saving this in the animation, in the dictionary I mean? Because I don't want the animation more than once be used on the same results. Even though you can reverse them, like, I don't know. Yeah, this is another issue. And why he's not happy with that? Oh, you cannot put dictionaries in an struct, he says. Instance property. Or field initializer, okay. Oh, he's not happy with the dictionary itself, but the initializer. What about now? Alright. So this is the result, and this is the tag. And not all of them have tags, actually. And as I said, I was preferring to use a list in here, to be honest, or a hash set. But the tag might be not unique, actually. So hash set, yeah, but if we can use a hash set and make a struct for that in here. So a struct inside a struct, very wonderful. Oh yes, back to the problems before I forgot. What if you have an animation of a confused character that do random animations and it might play some of the animation either vertically inverted or not? This is a very weird example, but it's possible. This system say big no for that. You cannot use the animation twice and one of them inverted or not as a result. I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but I will keep it as it is. I'll keep it as it is. You can go over that by making two animations with different names, because this string, as you can see, it's not an animation object. Actually, this is called... this is used as a tag, as a pointer, as whatever. It's not a pointer, as a tag. And actually, the system will take this word and go check the animation dictionary in the AP. And it will load it from there. So, and by using these tags, it will reverse them or reverse a play or whatever. So I believe that's it. This is how the system will look like. So every time you add objects in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, like different plays, we can tell if there's results or not. So I have 20 minutes left to finish the GUI, or there will be about 13, I fear. Yeah. First thing first, we need to fill this up based on the APs. Every time we select an AP, we need to fill this up. I don't know why my thinking is already it's a little bit slow motioned all of a sudden. I forgot if the name of the animations are saved in a list or not. I believe they are saved in the dictionary, no doubt, so let's use for each. I'm purely guessing in here, but I know my own way of coding. Yep. What the hell was that? And I didn't even Google it. I was like, screw that. No time for that. I don't want to lose my job all of a sudden. I warn you, computer, don't do that to me. So you see, whenever I select a character in here, it refilled the animations and the sides. And if I select another one, I get different sides. Select hero, I get different animations again. So this is how it should work. Magic of 4000K code or something. Oh, wait, Jesus. So apparently I won't use this anymore. Actually, I never used it in all the parts in there. Oh God. Yeah. I'm still thinking about a lot of stuff slowly because this is whacked. This is really whacked. This is really whacked. So whenever the sides change, it should update the set of animations. But let's program the part of adding the animation first. Then we will take a look on that. So what's the conditions we have? The first condition, the APCP ATAP 7 should be selected. The second part is a lot of conditions. I don't want to screw up in any of them. This one must be selected. And the third part is this one must be selected. God. Equipment set list ATAP. The fourth part is, which is the most important one, is the side is selected. If none of them is selected, or -1, then we will just return. If not, let's make a pointer instead of making temp AP7 condition array of this equipment set of this side. And instead of saying all of that in one sentence, let's save a pointer to that. And keep the pointer alive, because you never know. It will be used in several functions. And you might change why I'm keeping the pointers here. And the other reason is you can change while you work in here. All of a sudden, oh wait, let me check the animation, and you can go back to the animation and do whatever you're doing there, and it doesn't forget the pointers of the animation itself. So you can keep working in here, then jump in here, then jump in here, and everything works like magic. It doesn't forget. Why? Because I keep tracking what you are doing in the smallest level of attention, which is good. Yeah, it makes the code huge and ugly and everything, but I don't care. It's doing a good job in the user interface phase. So in the runtime, it's doing really good. I mean, the result is really good, and I believe it's readable. I mean, I'm keeping regions and sections all the time, so categorizing and ordering everything together. Everything related to the animation is here. Everything is related to the job is here. Everything is related other than that is here. Actually, these guys will have their own sections later on too. Hopefully not. So actually these guys can live in different sections too. You just made me to remember something. Fire is connected to and attack is connected to actions. Dang it. I will see about that later on. But these guys are connected to these action things. But I will think about them later. Just like the whole system in here. You see the side system, I just arguing for 2 hours or more than 3 hours with myself if I should keep it or not. And it made long time ago. Way too long. It was made before the page system actually. And I almost deleted it in a few seconds. Did I lose track what I was saying? Yeah, I did. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I believe I'm going to point to the struct itself. No, you cannot point to a struct. Can you? Google time. They don't call it pointer. They call it reference. Careful with that. If you use C++ stuff in C#, you need to declare something called unsafe. And I don't see unsafe in here. I don't trust people saying stuff like that. I usually read it from other places, not from this website, and I apologize for that because I don't know this guy and I don't know his level in programming, and the level in here doesn't show much, to be honest. And I usually trust MSDN. Maybe I'm biased, call me biased, but this is the source. This is the good source for the whole fiasco. I don't know if there's something called unreferenceable. I don't know, to be honest. You see, even these guys are advising you to consider using a class instead. And they cannot declare it protected. Oops. That was the issue, I guess. So, I shouldn't do that on the camera. I apologize. I will read about that later. And I completely forgot what I was doing. Thanks for that. I was wondering what kind of pointers should I point to in here. And can I make the one side result animation as a pointer? Is it valid? Let me try that. Let me try that. And it will show with the example if it's going to work or not. So whenever I click on add, no, whenever I select a side, it should give me the proper dictionary and initialize it too if it doesn't have an object. It's funny how angry I was when I was working on the prototype and the formulas, and now every time I look at it I feel it's so good that I miss those days. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can run the old videos and see how much did I suffer while I was doing them. Yeah, let's think about one by one, shall we? I was looking at this to do, and I was like, oh, how can I, what should I, yeah. So, and I keep looking on the stupid watch. It's telling me there's 3 minutes left. You need to hurry. I should ignore it for a second. So when the side position is selected, I need to make a check once again. That the APCP is selected, the condition is selected, the equipment set is selected. Do I need that? I forgot the hierarchy already. No, I don't. It's separated. Wait a second. It's true, it's separated, but wait a second. Is it? God, this is annoying. Yeah, it is. Is it? Focus for a second. This is the name of the set of different equipment sets. So it's not separated. Even though in here it seems separated, this is separated, but actually it's not. Because both of them live in a result animation. You see what's going on? I don't think so. And I don't blame you. But both of them actually are part of the animation condition, I called it. The equipment animation condition, I was going to call it. So it's not. So this one must be selected too, to figure out which pointer are we pointing to. Pointers war, yeah. I forgot the most important one. The last one too is needed. I should type them down. I'm sorry. It takes more time and less thinking, but more time definitely doing this. And maybe I should decrease the amount of apologizing, of saying sorry, because some people get really annoyed when I do that. Actually, one of them is one of my friends. He's in Thailand now, having some fun, hopefully. Or massaging his feet, because walking everywhere. They don't have much time in there, I fear. Yeah, the visa thing. So in here, we need to give ourselves a break 10 minutes because it's already been an hour. I really want to work more, but we will do that in 10 minutes. But let me paste this as least. So this thing should be figured out. No, sorry, not here. See, that's why I need a break in here. Did I change the wrong code? I did change the wrong code. Add APA. See, that's why I need a break. Genius. Just genius. I don't know how did that happen. So yeah, we will take a break in 10 minutes. We will take a break for 10 minutes and we will be back. Thank you for watching part 12 and see you in part 13. Whoops.